What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another Q&A video. Yes indeed, here we go. All right. Final question of the day comes from Grendall R. Grendall R asks, Grendall R is actually asking me 3 questions here. But they're all in a link that I should be able to knock all 3 out in one video here. Grendall R asks, what are your views on fame? Do you consider yourself to be famous? If not, do you want to be? That's a deep question, Grendall.
That's the truth.
I'm gonna do my best to answer it as quickly as I can. What are your views on fame? I think if fame is used for the right reason, I think fame is a good thing. I do. If people can use their fame to better humanity and better society, I got no issue with it. The problem I have is when people who do become famous, they let it go to their head and they listen to all the wrong people. They let all these wrong people influence them with their words, and the next thing you know, they have turned into an utter and complete douchebag. Now, if people can stay level-headed, stay humble, despite the fame, if they can be genuinely good people and maybe even use that fame for something good, I got no issue with it whatsoever. That's my views on fame. Now, do I consider myself to be famous? No, not even close. I am not a household name. I'm not someone that everybody knows. I don't see myself as being famous right now. I even playing in the bands I played in. I mean, we've sold, God, I don't know how many records we sold. I know we've sold over 1 million in several countries. We've gone platinum in Russia. We've gone platinum in Japan. We've gone platinum in Germany. Europe. And meanwhile, here in the United States, hardly anyone's ever heard of us, which it just tells you. The U.S. it's a whole nother beast. But, I do not consider myself famous at all. No. If not, do you want to be famous? Do I want to be famous? Oh, boy. Oh, man. It's a double-edged sword. But ultimately, would I like to be famous? Okay. I'm going to give my answer here, but before I do give my answer, let me just pre-frame everybody by saying, when I do get my answer, please hear me out as to the reasons why, okay? Do I want to be famous? Yes. I would love to be famous. Now, here's the reason why, though.
Why?
I know this is going to sound fake, and I know this is going to sound phony, and I know this is going to sound cliche, but this is, honest to God, this is how I feel. I would love to be famous, and it is purely for a selfish reason. I see all these celebrities out there who don't do anything with their fame other than revel in it. They relish it, and they enjoy their lives. And look, hey, more power to them. More power to them. I also see those other celebrities, mostly athletes, who take time out of their days to do something good. I would love to be able to do that. I would love to be able to be that guy that Make-A-Wish calls and says, hey, we have a kid. He idolizes you. He thinks you are just the greatest guy in the world. Is there any way we can, convince you to come out? I'm already on a plane. I'm already on a plane. I don't care where that kid is. I don't care if he's in Russia. I don't care if he's in Germany. I don't care if he's in Italy. I don't care if he's in Florida. I don't care if he's in Argentina. I don't care if he's in Brazil. I don't care if he's in Ottawa. I don't care if he's in Toronto. I don't care where that kid is. I am on a plane that day. I will make that happen. I promise you. I've always admired the celebrities, the athletes, the actors who take time out of their lives to interact with those kids, because those kids, man, they are going through an ordeal. They absolutely are. And if there's anything I'm going to do, I'm getting choked up. Dang it. If there's something I can do as simple as take a couple hours out of my life to go and help that kid have a nice experience, I'm going to do it. Absolutely, I'm going to do it. And I'll pay for it. Make-A-Wish, you don't have to pay me a dime. I'll pay for the expenses on my own card. It would mean the world to me to be able to do stuff like that for kids and for adults too. I mean, I don't care. I'm easy either way. But I mean, if I can make a difference in someone's life, I get. Oh, God. Give me a sec. If I can do something as simple as being there and spending a couple hours with someone, or, you know, sending them a personal message or whatever, if I can do something, and I know people have said that my catchphrase at the end is so stupid and it's so childish. I'm sorry if you think that way, but I absolutely believe this. If I am able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day somehow, then I did my job, and I feel good about that. I feel good that I was able to make an impact in a positive way on someone's life, even if it's something as simple as making them smile. That means the world to me. That means more than any paycheck. That means more to me than any endorsement deal. That means more to me than any payday that you could possibly have. That is the greatest feeling in the world. And here's the problem with that. You do it once, you want to do it again. You want that feeling. You crave it. You need it. And I'm speaking from experience, because I have had fans write me letters, or not just me, but writing the band in general, but some have gone directly to me, telling me that they really appreciate what I do. They love the fact that I go above and beyond for my fans and for the fans of the band and whatever not. And I'll never forget this. This was probably one of my biggest career highlights. I know I've talked in the past about playing in front of thousands of people, and it's a rush, don't get me wrong. The biggest rush I ever got, I will never forget this. It wasn't a Make-A-Wish kid, it was just a fan of ours. We were playing a show. We were playing in Portland, Oregon. And we were playing a pretty big show. We were playing at the Roseland Theater. And it was a great show, one of our best. We had a great time playing there. Portland treated us very well, and we had a sold-out show. It was shoehorned people in. We finished the show. We go backstage, and my manager comes running up to me. I'm actually taking my bass off of my shoulders, and I'm ready to start taking it apart, and taking the strap off and then putting it away. My manager comes up running to me, and she goes, "We have a situation." And I say, "What's the problem?" She's like, "Well, I can't find our lead singer. Can you help me?" I said, what do you need?" And our manager, her name is Michelle, our manager comes up to me and she says, "Listen, we have a fan who was supposed to be up on the stage with you guys. We had on the sides of the stage, we had these barricaded areas where fans, if they wanted to pay for this experience, they could actually be up on the stage in the barricades rocking out with us. Well, this little girl was supposed to be in there. She was 12 years old at the time, if I'm not mistaken. She was either 11 or 12 at the time, if I'm not mistaken. She and her friends all paid for this experience to get her up on the stage. And somehow, I don't know how, there was some miscommunication. She didn't get up there. She was in the audience. She got into the show, but she wasn't up there. And she was devastated. She was absolutely devastated. And our manager, Michelle, told me this. I'm like, "Say no more. I got an idea." So I got my bass, plugged it in, made sure everything was working. I had our manager go and tell our FOH guy and our stage guy to turn on the PA for me. And I got up on stage, and she was there at the front of the stage in tears, absolutely in tears. I jumped off the stage, jumped down with her, and I said, "Hey, how you doing? So what happened? And she told me her story, you know, what happened. And I said, well, I'm really sorry about that. You know, things happen, but from what I hear, luckily, from what I hear, you're a drummer. And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, well, I'll tell you what. My drummer's not around right now, so I feel like jamming a little bit. You feel like you could, you know, help me out here, and you could jump on the drum kit? And she got wide-eyed. She's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm serious. I feel like jamming. You want to jam with me? Here we go again. She got so bright-eyed, and she started crying again. Her mom started crying, and I'm like, don't start. I'm like, don't cry. You're gonna make me start crying. So I picked her up, put her up on the stage, walked her over to our drummer Richie's drum set. Richie didn't know I was doing this. She found his sticks, and she proceeded to, you know, adjust herself. And I was like, she's like, what do we want to do? I'm like, I don't know. How about give me a beat, play something, give me a rock steady beat. And she did, and she, believe it or not, she wasn't bad. She was actually pretty good. And she played a beat, and I started playing with her, and we just jammed for like 10 minutes. And Richie comes on the stage, and I'm like, oh no. He walks over to me, whispers, he's like, dude, what are you doing? And I said, talk to Michelle. So he disappears, comes back 2 minutes later, and he just gives me the thumbs up and the okay. He's like, you're good. He walks over to her, and he adjusts her cymbals a little bit because they were angled for him and not her. So he kind of helps her out with the angling of the cymbals. And he just stood back there and watched as she jammed with me, and we had a great time, man. And that was one of my career highlights, was doing that for her. After we were done jamming, you know, she came away from behind the drums, and I got to spend some more one-on-one time with her and all of her friends, and I signed every single piece of paper and t-shirts and everything that they put in front of me. So did Richie. Our lead singer got word. He came out and he interacted too. He actually... he was wearing a shirt, one of our tour shirts. He was wearing one of our tour shirts, and he actually took it off and gave it to her, which was pretty cool. So that was one of my career highlights, and that's when people ask, do I want to be famous? And I say, yeah, but it's not for the reason you think. It's not for the money. Look, I already got the money. I'm not worried about the money. I already got it. You know, it's for being able to do things like that. It's for being able to do things that, you know, better humanity and better society. You know, and like I said, and I'm not talking about making contributions and stuff like that. I mean, that's wonderful. I believe in giving to charities, the worthwhile charities, absolutely. But I'm talking more on a personal level, one-on-one type of stuff. I love doing that kind of stuff. So, you know. So do I want to be famous? Yes, I do, but it's not for what you think. It's not for the fame. It's not for the glory. It's not for the money. Don't get me wrong, those things are nice. But at the end of the day, I just want to put smiles on people's faces, and I just want to brighten people's days. And if I can do that by seriously spending a couple of hours with someone, I'm going to do it. And I love doing it. And that's why I want to be famous more than any other reason, is because I would love to get those phone calls from Make-A-Wish. I would love to get those phone calls, you know, from these charitable organizations, say, hey, can you make an appearance and, you know, interact with, you know, this kid who's having a hard time and stuff like that. I would love that. I would love that. That makes everything worthwhile to me. So, yeah. So hopefully that answers your question there, Grendall.